The Objective News Network, the rise of a new Soviet socialist order in America. Hello, this is John Hnatio reporting for the Objective News Network. Ignorance of and sometimes complete disregard for the Constitution. Two rules of law, one for the rulers and another for the rest of us. A dramatic redistribution of national wealth from the middle class to force socialist equality. A lowering of the bar of excellence in learning and education. A decline in ethical values. The death of national pride and patriotism in favor of tearing everything down by the new woke culture of our own young. The collapse of three major banks because the government wasn't stress testing the banking system. No one was fired or held accountable. News stories like taxing the middle class to offset the risk of giving low-income earners favorable mortgages for new homes, penalizing one group that has followed the rules only to please another who hasn't. The U.S. Navy drag queen festivals to recruit new sailors to join the service. How about the Navy commander who complained? He got fired. A woke culture that no longer respects history, both bad and good, and the Constitution that got America where it is. Public officials who repeatedly commit perjury before Congress, lie to the press and the people, and then get away with it. A small minority population of biologically born males being allowed to compete directly with a majority of biologically born females in sports as though they were physically the same. The emergence of two sets of law, one for the rulers and another to force the compliance of the majority to the will of the minority. A forced system of socialism that now attacks the entire notion of free commerce, government laissez-faire, and unroots the capitalist principles that turned the United States into the greatest economic powerhouse ever on earth. The new socialism in America is no longer based on work contributions you make to society, but rather how loud you make your demands. And are you willing to resort to violence, however senseless, to obtain things that you want but have not earned? Well, in 1932, a guy named William Z. Foster, an American communist leader, wrote his famous or infamous book, depending on how you look at it, that described the emergence of a new communist government in America. Using the same principles that spurred the rise of Soviet Russia, Foster wrote about a glorious future under a Soviet communist socialist government in America. Well, all we have to do is look at the former Soviet Union to see that Foster was dismally wrong. The FSU never turned out to be the utopia Foster envisioned. Quite to the contrary. It was a totalitarian form of suppression of the masses, with production spent on all the wrong things and in all the wrong ways that would never allow the Soviets to ever reach the utopian vision of equality for all. The establishment of two rules of law, one for the rulers like Stalin and another for the suppressed masses. A forced system of state forced socialism that was not based on the contributions individuals made to society, but rather what the communist elite rulers wanted and needed to stay in power. Today, it appears that the Russian Federation and Mr. Putin continue down the path that will lead them in a big circle right back to their inglorious past. But the scary part is that America may be joining the ranks of Putin to engage in a sort of neglect by silence, where the majority of the people who still believe in the principles embodied in our Constitution sit silently by as some of our leaders take us in the wrong direction by intention, ignorance, and sometimes their inability to resist the loud, persistent, hateful, and often violent behavior of a minority trying to force its will on a silent majority, not through civil discourse to reach consensus, but by force and hatred for anyone who opposes them. The America we used to know, love, and the same America that millions were willing to die for, may now depend on the majority of Americans waking up from their deep slumber to prevent America from becoming the newest Soviet Socialist Union of the United States. It is what it is for May 5th, 2023, Cinco de Mayo. This is John Hnatio reporting for the Objective News Network. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope to see you the next time.